The Eloko, the Bell in the Forest. Unkundo folktale of curiosity, deception, and courage. Deep in the Congo rainforest stood a forest so ancient that the trees seemed to remember everything that had ever happened beneath their branches. Massive trees rose toward the sky. Vines twisted around their trunks. Strange birds called from the canopy. And when the wind became still, travelers sometimes heard something unusual. A tiny bell ringing somewhere in the darkness. A skilled hunter named Kola built a small fenced hunting hut deep inside the forest. The hut was made from wooden poles, woven leaves, vines, and mud. It was far from the village, but the location was perfect for hunting. Kola and Amina stayed there together while he hunted the surrounding forest. One morning, Kola prepared to leave the hut to hunt. Before leaving, he looked seriously at Amina. "There is something you must remember." Amina looked at him. "If you hear a little bell ringing deep inside the forest, do not follow it." "Why?" she asked. Kola paused. "Because not everything in this forest wants you to come closer." At first, Amina kept herself busy. She cleaned the hut. She prepared food. She collected firewood. But as the afternoon passed, the forest became strangely quiet. Amina sat outside the hut. Then she heard it. Ting, ting, ting. She looked toward the trees. The sound stopped. Amina frowned. Then, ting, ting, ting. The sound seemed to come from somewhere just beyond the trees. Amina remembered Kola's warning. But the bell sounded almost beautiful. It seemed to call directly to her. She stood. She walked toward the forest. The deeper she went, the louder the bell became. Finally, unable to resist, she called. "I'm here. Come to me." The forest became completely silent. Leaves rustled. A small figure stepped from behind an enormous tree. It was the Eloko. Its beard was made of dry grass. Leaves covered its body. Tiny bells hung from vines around it. Amina smiled. The strange creature smiled back. "Come," she said. "I have food at my hut." The Eloko followed. Back at the hut, Amina prepared a meal of fish and fried bananas. She placed the food before her unusual guest. But the Eloko didn't touch it. "I don't eat food like this," it said. Amina stared at it. "Then what do you eat?" The Eloko's eyes narrowed. "I eat people." Amina's smile disappeared. The next day, Kola returned. He immediately noticed that Amina seemed exhausted. "What happened?" "Nothing," she replied. But something was wrong. The following day, Kola went hunting again. The bell returned. And so did the Eloko. Day after day, the creature came. Each time Amina became weaker. And each time, she hid the truth from Kola. One evening, Kola sat quietly beside the fire. He looked at Amina. She avoided his eyes. Something was definitely wrong. The next morning, Kola pretended to leave for the village. But instead of going home, he hid among the trees. He waited. Night fell. Then Kola heard it. Ting, ting, ting. His eyes narrowed. The bell came closer. Leaves rustled. The Eloko entered the clearing. Kola finally understood what had been haunting his wife. He Eloko hissed and reached toward Amina. Kola raised his bow. "Stay away from my wife." The creature lunged. Kola released his arrow. Thwack! The arrow struck the Eloko and knocked it backward. Before it could recover, Kola charged forward with his spear. Kola fought with everything he had. The Eloko was fast. It moved like a shadow between the trees. But Kola had patience on his side. When the creature finally rushed forward, Kola struck. The Eloko collapsed. The bells around its body fell silent. For the first time in many days, the forest was quiet. Kola rushed to Amina. but she had been badly wounded by the creature. He held her close. "Amina." She smiled weakly. "You warned me," she whispered. Kola held her tighter. "I should have listened," she said. The forest became silent around them. Amina's journey had come to an end. By morning, the bells were gone. Kola returned to the village and told the elders what had happened. From that day forward, the people remembered the warning. When traveling through the forest, never follow a strange bell simply because it sounds beautiful. Because some sounds are invitations. And some invitations are traps. Years passed. The story of the Eloko became a warning told around village fires. Parents reminded their children, never wander into the forest because something calls your name. And sometimes, when the moon was full and the rainforest became perfectly still, people claimed they could hear it again. Ting. 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 But nobody followed. The Eloko story teaches that curiosity must be balanced with caution. Amina ignored a warning because the mysterious bell seemed inviting, while Kola survived because he paid attention, recognized the danger, and acted with patience and courage. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.